What's going on? Welcome to the 5-Minute Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Colton Olson, and on this podcast, we spend about 5 minutes, I say about 5, give or take a couple sometimes, breaking down and teaching you to apply psychological concepts that world-class athletes, CEOs, coaches, and elite military units use to take their performance to the next level. The key word here is apply. I don't want you to come here and just get a bunch of information and not know how to use it. I want you to leave here every day feeling like you have something in your hands that you can use right away to improve your life. Let's get to it. All right, today's episode is going to start with a scenario or a question for you. Some of you that have been involved in investment, or maybe you're a math genius, you're really interested in mathematics, you might know the answer to this, but I bet a lot of you don't, so I'm going to give it to you. The scenario is that I am a very wealthy and a very generous man, and I'm coming to you with a proposition. This proposition involves two options. The first option is that I hand you a briefcase loaded with $1 million cash right now. We'll even say it's $1 million cash, tax-free, you get all of it. I'm very generous. But the second option in this scenario is that I give you 1 penny today, but that penny doubles its value every day for the next 30 days. So which one are you going to choose? $1 million sounds great, right? Tax-free, $1 million, that's awesome. But the penny's also intriguing. And by now, I'm assuming that most of you have an answer. Usually it happens fast, so I'm going to give you the breakdown. So $1 million is $1 million, tax-free. It's a great payday. If you take that, you're rich right now. The penny, however, if you chose it, when its value doubles each day, it's worth far more than $1 million on the 30th day. If you chose the penny, you start with 1 cent, but on the 30th day, you have about $5.4 million. So some of you might be mind blown right now trying to figure out the math, run the numbers, and I know it sounds crazy, but I can assure you that's right. And this scenario represents something called the compound effect. As I said, if you've done some investing or if you've taken some finance classes, you're probably familiar with compound interest and how powerful that is. That's why people are generally encouraged to start investing early, because that way you maximize compound interest. The earlier you put money in, your money starts compounding earlier, and eventually the rewards get bigger and bigger and bigger over time. What many people don't consider, though, is the power of the compound effect in your life. If you haven't heard of it, there's a great book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. You should definitely read it. But the main premise of the book is that all the little actions you take, good or bad, compound on each other, and over time, seemingly small decisions and small actions create massive results in your life. And it's natural for us to think that we've ended up with the life we have now because of a few major decisions that we've made. I hear people say, where they went to college, the friends they have, the spouse they're with, their career choice, whether or not they have children, all of that. They think that those decisions determine the life they have now, right? 3, 4, 5 decisions. But realistically, those huge decisions don't put you in a really good spot or a really bad spot. The truth is, we've created the life we're currently living through a series of really small and seemingly insignificant actions. Every action we take, even the smallest ones, they end up shaping our thoughts, our beliefs, our habits, our momentum, and eventually our reality. This works in both directions. Inappropriate actions, negative actions, poor decisions, they work to create a life we don't want, and they work to create negative momentum. If we start making bad decisions, we're more likely to make more bad decisions. But the correct actions, the positive actions, work to create a life that we'll love and eventually help us become the best version of ourselves. So I'm going to give you 3 tactics today to help you maximize the compound effect and start creating results in the life that you want. So tactic number 1, develop a vision for the life that you're trying to create and for the life that you don't want to create. Having a vision for both of these gives you a little more clarity, and it makes room for more consistency so that you can understand the things that you do want to do and don't want to do on a regular basis. So, for example, you do want to create the habit of going to the gym every day, and you don't want to create the habit of drinking every night after work. Having one of these is necessary. You should have a vision for the life that you do want and the things that you do want to do, the habits you do want to create. But having a vision for both is ideal because, again, it gives you more clarity, allows you to be more consistent, and it's easier for you to remind yourself, no, I do want to do this, I don't want to do that. So create visions for the life you do want and the life you don't want. Tactic 2, start taking the actions that you believe will create the best version of you right now. The earlier you start taking small actions, the more powerful the compounding will be. So whatever you want to do, whatever you want to start, don't start it next week when you think it's going to be ideal. Start it tonight. Conditions are never going to be ideal. Just start right now. That's tactic number 2. Tactic number 3, embrace delayed gratification. Delaying gratification just means sacrificing immediate rewards or immediate comfort for greater rewards in the future. The compound effect is all about delayed gratification. This is the most important one. The more you're willing to sacrifice now, the greater the rewards are going to be in the future. So this might mean going to the gym right now when you don't want to so you can feel good and perform your best later on. It might mean reading, studying, and working more now so that you and your family can have an awesome life in the future. All right, embrace small actions now, and very soon you'll see the massive effect they have. That's how you can maximize the compound effect in your life. That's all we got for today. If you enjoy the podcast, please be sure to subscribe, leave a review. Find me on Twitter at RaidoPsych, RAIDOPSYCH, and I'll see you back here next time on 5 Minute Mindset.